Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. We are waiting for another video to cross 3,000 likes. But of course, I want to say thank you everyone who came out on the Tuesday stream as well. Every Tuesday, starting with, well, this past week, we're going to be streaming here on YouTube. We're going to make it a weekly thing as something I pledged during the birthday marathon stream. So thank you very much again for those of you who came out to the inaugural stream. I do appreciate it. And also, of course, thank you everybody for submitting memes of the day. This time brought to you by Begone69 on the Invicta subreddit. Our thread was a little bit of a crossover meme, was in regards to the Blueprints episode today, which was, I think, Wednesday or maybe Tuesday. Got to get that casino going. Blueprints, sin gambling and games. Binding of Isaac Repentance Plus. Look, everyone knows that I'm a gambler. Like, I just, there's something about gambling that's so much fun. And I've been lucky to escape the problematic natures of gambling for the most part anyway. Mike Golf, Juliet Victor, Bravo Papa Whiskey. But that being said, it's good to know your limits. And that's why I don't do sports betting or anything like that anymore. I wasn't good at it. I mean, and to be fair, I'm not good at regular gambling either. I just enjoy doing it. But when it comes to gambling in Isaac, I like to gamble when I know I have a fair shot at winning something. When I know I have a fair shot at winning, not because oh, hey, look at idiot over here. He's taking pills. Roast him, that sort of thing. Happy that we got number 1 here. Obviously, I do kind of want to use Mama Mega because there's a lot of reasons to right now, but I'm not going to. We can get that Tinted Rock. That would be nice. Also starting off with Lost Fly, which is going to taunt enemies that get anywhere near him. And he does do a considerable amount of damage. It's a respectable amount, I would say. It's not something that I would say you could really rely upon too much, but as far as grabbing aggro and stuff goes, you're just seeing right here in this room, Lost Fly does a fantastic job at that. And against certain bosses, he can be actually quite OP and potent. Specifically against Haunt and against enemies that are up on the top wall, that sort of thing. I'm waiting for a big room to use the Card Against Humanity in because obviously we're going to need the money. And I would not mind getting the jumper cables. The game needs to really stop spawning, or at least trying to spawn troll bombs on me. Okay, we got a bomb. I'm going to use the 2 of spades right now just because that is going to give us 2 bombs anyway, or 2 keys anyway, regardless of us having 0 or not. And then you have bosses like Ragman, where he actually is going to walk at the same pace usually of Lost Fly, and that can lead to substantial damage as well. Right now, the danger for us is going to be the lack of range because we have number 1. But as you see here, because we have number 1, our tears rate is also fantastic. And we're going to get a damage upgrade, okay? So we definitely want to go back here and grab the Tinted Rock. And also, of course, don't forget our Card Against Humanity card. A Soul Heart would be very nice here. Okay, or just 2 bombs. All right. And we get Cracked Orb, which... yeah, I mean, it's okay, I guess. Cracked Orb will show you parts of the map that you didn't know about, specifically when it comes to, where, the secret rooms are, or where the boss items are, or boss room is. But my main problem with Cracked Orb is that it requires you to take damage if you want any kind of payout from it. And that's kind of a big deal for me. I don't like to be giving out free damage to the game. I feel like the secret room's here for some reason. And it was just gas. All right. So we have an option here. We could actually play the Card Against Humanity on this floor. I don't really think it's worth it, though. I'm just going to wait for a bigger room on the next floor. Good start, though. Going to last week's question of the episode, and this is a novel and a half here sent in by The Sauce You Get Lost In. That's the reason why I'm alt-tabbing and pausing the episode real quick. Question of the episode, do you think piercing and spectral shots damage things like hosts and similar enemies? This typically works for things like knights, but hosts seem to be the painful exception to this rule. We're always on their time. We have to wait for them to emerge to damage them when, depending on their mood, can be a few seconds to a few minutes, especially if they accidentally get hit by a bomb. Just feel we could do with more ways around them. I think that, and first off, again, thank you very much for the hypothetical here. I think that hosts have too much power in the game. I think I do not believe in total immunity for enemies, especially when it can lead to soft locks. And before you say that, oh, that's just you're crazy, Sinvicta. No, the game can literally soft lock because of a sticky tier, or like a TM trainer, or like a host getting stuck by a Trisagion shot. It can literally keep you out of leaving the room, and you have to either go back to the menu or just wait. So my solution to hosts would be make them like the toadstools, and they do take gradual, very gradual damage if their hat is down, but they do take damage. And then piercing shots, I think, would exacerbate the effect of them taking damage, and just raise your ability to kill them. To have an enemy that has total immunity in the game, I think is just absurd. Especially when they, as you just got done saying, they can just decide not to lift up their hats, even if they're not being damaged at all. You're just waiting. You'll see me kind of flutter back and forth between whenever I have a host that's right in front of me, because I'm trying to trigger their attacks in order for me to kill them, and that is in a game like Isaac, where time is kind of important for some achievements and that sort of thing. It can be very frustrating and really annoying. You can see Dizzle. So yeah, I do think the total immunity for hosts should be removed. Walking hosts are another ones that's kind of a big deal, big problem, because they can walk right into trouble when we're not trying to hit them at all. We're just trying to get on to the next room and stuff. Super secret room should be here. Getting a little annoyed that we haven't found a big room yet, but as with everything, oh wow, that was a one tap chap. As with anything, whenever we're actually looking for something, we don't get it. Now, the reason why I did not pursue playing the confessional booth right there is because I don't want to get myself an angel deal. I want to make sure that I've got a devil deal locked down. For this tiers rate, we have potential here for Leviathan early on, with us getting a random pentagram. Oh yeah, you have to deal with Haunt's stupid crap like this. Don't ask me whenever that's getting fixed. Let me know. Just wake me up when it's over. Sty is actually an okay hit here, because obviously we've got a very good amount of tiers, and uses freaking shadow. And honestly, I think that we don't really gain any benefit from using Judas' shadow yet, but I do want to turn into Black Judas now. Oh my gosh, there's another guppy item in here. That's 2 guppy items we got for free. Yeah, so I'm gonna off myself in here. And now we are Black Judas. And this run is about to get absurd, y'all. Because now we have the most powerful character in the game, and we're already 2 or 3 guppy. But we say that now, and then of course we all know the rule of 2s. We know that it is impossible to get guppy when you get an early 2 guppy item, especially for free, and the game doesn't like that. So let's put it this way: unless we get the left hand or something like that, we are pretty much hard-coded. Wow, he wasn't even aiming for us, dude. We're pretty much hard-coded into not getting guppy on this one, as is the case. You want to prove me wrong, game? If you want to prove me wrong, then go ahead, then put up or shut up here. All right? You want to say, oh, there's no way, there's no such thing as a rule of 2s. Invicta doesn't know what he's talking about. Brr, 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 brr. All right, well then put up or shut up, game. Prove me wrong. I'd love to see guppy on this run. Prove to me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Again, Alex he's hungry for a new short. And you're seeing here the issues that come with having Lost Fly. It's really not Lost Fly's fault either. It's just the way that aggro works in the game. It's very frustrating and can be kind of dangerous. We don't want to remove Number one. Number one is everything here. Okay, well, I'm gonna rip Mama Mega. Get the glowing hourglass. It's gonna give us a soul heart. It's gonna give us a glowing hourglass. Obviously, Mama Mega is gonna destroy the entire level, so we're just gonna go a little bit of backtracking and just let it kind of happen. We get Mini Mush. That's excellent. Not only do we need movement speed, but we also need a range. So Mini Mush is pretty much perfect here. And we got our entry into the item room, which gave us piercing shots, speak of the devil. It's going to kill our shot speed, though, but I think it is worth it for us to have just the piercing shots in general. Dead Onion is sometimes good, sometimes bad. It really just kind of depends on what other accompanying items you have, just like anything in Isaac. Judgment gets blown away by Mama Mega. Not going to go in the curse room, although we got knocked out of the curse room with the bad gas mushroom. Even though it didn't cause us damage. Even though well, we have the glowing hourglass. We can undo the damage in here if there's no guppy item, and there's not. So I want that soul heart back. And really, if we do get a guppy item here, then you know what? I will never talk about the rule of twos ever again, game. This is your prime time. Your ultimate chance here to prove me wrong about the rule of twos. Mega Fatty should be going after Lost Fly right now, although he's not. The Tears upgrade. Yeah.
Two of clubs.
All right, still looking for that big room that we can use this Card Against Humanity in. We are going to use it soon, I promise. Tinted Rock, right, meow? Get double soul hearts, wow. Big time plays there, and you're seeing here is very quickly our damage curve is mooning, is skyrocketing. How much damage we're able to put out. I don't know how this Boney managed to miss. We managed to miss all those shots in that Boney. There's just a random Steam sale right here. We'll take that, unless Guppy's Eye is lying to us, which it does frequently do. Despite what the comment section may try to have you believe, Guppy's Eye does indeed lie. Don't be fooled by the well actually guys out there. All right, even in the mosh pit, we got him. You're seeing how effective Dead Onion is at controlling everything here. And having those piercing shots really does help. I would love to get the stapler, but unfortunately we just can't reach it right now. Got another random soul heart. Look at that. People have been asking me to share my opinions on the GTA 6 trailer. And the date that it's getting moved to another year. Gonna be honest, so much time has gone by now for GTA 6. I'm just kind of like, it's okay. So it's Rockstar's Star Citizen, basically. Like we've had I don't know how many delays, and I feel like at this point, the more time that goes by, the less hype that people are getting for it. Like they can, and don't. By the way, don't forget, don't think for a second that the trailer coming out a day after they announced that they were delaying the game for another year and a half almost. It was just a coincidence. Like they're trying to, they know the flames they're trying to quell here, and you know, it's just that's what the video game industry is. It's all business strategy at this point, which is, you know, it's kind of cringe, but it is what it is, just like any other industry. And I gotta say that, you know, the more time goes on, the more I'm like, okay, whatever. Hey, just how about you just wake me when the game's out? How about that? Not good. That's the attitude I have towards GTA 6 at this point, because like at this point it's almost like Half-Life 3. It's like, okay, now it's It's almost become a meme. Except this game does actually exist, though. And I will say that the trailer was very impressive. I mean, graphics look. The graphics for Rockstar games just get better and better. I mean, there were some scenes in GTA 5 that were getting up to the point of going past the uncanny valley and getting closer to, like, it's hard to tell if this is a real picture or not. Not with player models, of course. Like, they still look like cartoon nightmares, but like the landscape shots, the water shots, that kind of stuff. All that stuff is impressive. And then now, of course, with GTA 6 and whatever the next generation of graphics are going to be called is really, really impressive. But that's not everything. And for me, I don't get hyped about games I can't play, so. It's almost annoying to the point of meme-ness with how delayed and how long we're going to be waiting for GTA 6. Which I say, don't wait. Just don't wait. Just move on with your life. The game will come out whenever it comes out, and don't hang on to every word of a corporation. That's the reason why I never cared about E3 or CES or anything like that. It's like, okay, well, they're just gonna show up a bunch of stuff that I can't play today. I think that's the reason why the Oblivion remake was so well received, was because people were just straight up. It was a stealth ninja drop. Like, no one expected them to drop the Oblivion remake. When I saw that trailer happen, and I sent a tweet out, and I was like, dude, what is that movement speed? You want to try this again here? You got to be kidding. You are not. I'm not leaving this room without you dying and me not taking damage. Or at least if I take damage, it's not going to be from you. That's ridiculous how strong that vortex was.
Soul of Cain.
Actually ridiculous, dude. I'm on tilt right now. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty tilted by that. I'm giving you plenty of chances here, game, to give me Guppy. I honestly can't believe that we're not getting out of those rooms in time. So I don't see any. I see 0 big rooms on the map. When we use a card against humanity here, this should produce us. If we get a, we have butt penny. Get out of here. If we end up getting the petrified poop, then that should give us a few soul hearts. Unless the game really doesn't want us to do it. Eternal heart, which doesn't actually help us here. The bone heart, which does serve as a hit. That's funny, game. You're funny, game. You're real funny. Yeah, don't hang on. I've never cared enough about E3 and stuff like that. For games that I can just never touch or see or play or whatever, it's like, okay, I just don't care, you know? I just don't care. Wake me when the game is done. It's just like movies, like coming in 2028. It's like, okay, well, you could have just not said anything, right? Like, no one's gonna be hanging around for 3 years waiting for a movie to come out and just be like, it's finally here. Like, I never understood that. And video games are kind of going I mean, well, not kind of. They've been doing the video game to movie type releases and events now for a while, ever since the Game Awards really started coming out. It's just one big hype machine that they expect you to buy into, and a lot of people do. No soul hearts in here, so gotta say, Steam sale, you're trying, but we actually need something to buy. There's the new sound effect for the stopwatch, or the glowing hourglass, by the way. Well, regular hourglass now. Backstabber, of course, is huge here with this damage, and us being Black Judas. Placenta, which is going to give us the Soul Heart, and this does give us Leviathan and Flying, which I am going to take. And then I'm going to give up the Nail to go back to the Glowing Hourglass, because the Glowing Hourglass is just better. It just is. And we actually might have a chance to make Boss Rush. Yeah, so that's the same feeling I harbor towards GTA 6. It's just like, all right, well, is game out yet? If not, then I don't care. The trailer looks pretty. I will say that the amount of work put into this game, it should be a good game, so they've kind of lowered the expectations at that point, because it's like, well, yeah, you spend that long in a game, it's got to be great, right, Star Citizen? I think GTA's, it's going to be fine. It's going to be another it's going to be another Rockstar joint. It's going to be very good, very polished. And you know, I look forward to playing it whenever it comes out, but I'm certainly not going to hold my breath or make plans. Magic Fingers is kind of an insult at this point. You know what? I don't even, well, I do kind of care about this room. I don't care about this room. Okay, yeah. This is the reason why I didn't care about this room. I know for a fact that Zombolis had something to do with that. Well, those all button rooms. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna take the bait. You might be able to get some of these noobs out here, Zombolis, but not me. Someone has to take a stand against his diabolical nature. That was a mimic chest, but because we have the flat file, we don't see any spikes, which is the reason why our curse room also had no spikes. Like this mimic chest up here, game really, really trying. And eventually, I do believe that we will find our boss room and possibly our shop that might not have a greed fight for once. The Emperor card, nice. Now, unlike some spots where we find ourselves in similar situations here, because we're Black Judas, we can actually do boss rush. Like, actually do it, because we are strong enough to. Even with piercing shots and backstabber, that's going to be more than enough to deal with it. So, I'm not too fussed about us not having the Fool card. But they did just also put it right in the last room possible again, so, you know. And obviously, if I don't have to do boss rush, I don't want to. 'Cause it is kind of dangerous, but we could definitely handle it. And obviously, we're not going to give up our Emperor card for anything. Dead Onion doing major work here with Backstabber. It's such a great synergy. Okay, yeah, that foot going down all the way over there kind of startled me a bit there, game. That's by the way, that's the sound of Gnawed Leaf, by the way. They got that from Mario 3. I'm not saying they got it directly, obviously, but that's where the inspiration came from. We got to go Hush Delirium, and you know, if we're going that route, then we gotta play safe. I thought about taking the negative there for half a tick, but what I will say is that at least we'll have a ton of money when we go fight Hush. But obviously, Hush is not the big worry. Just like it's been for this entire week so far. Hush has not been the concern. It's been Delirium. It will always be Delirium. I guess C Dizzle's he's just here. He's not even, he's C Dizzle's just kind of here. There's no reason for him to be here, but he's just kind of here. Oh, really, game? You're going to change up the waves, huh? I thought I was imagining something when I first saw those clods, but now, okay. So apparently the game can just change the waves now if you undo the challenge rooms. So I'm wondering if that was another stylistic choice by the balance team there. I thought those were seeded. Apparently not. We learned something today. That would be very on brand for the game to punish you for undoing a challenge room. By the way, game, it's not been lost on me that we're still looking for our last Guppy item, and I mean, all you're doing is just proving me right. So, you don't want to make Sinvicta right, do you? According to some people, that'd be like the end of the world. Can't let that guy be actually right. See, I would normally dodge to the right there, but I had a feeling he was gonna be shooting towards the towards Lost Fly. You have to be on your toes. Just be careful when it comes to aggravation. Judgment card here, and yep. Yep. I am happy that we did get Leviathan, though. Flying is fantastic, and does help us a lot, mitigating that pesky damage, especially creep on the ground. I do wish we had a little bit more shot speed, though. Our shot speed was absolutely murdered by Dead Onion. Of course, if you've been having a good time, everybody, on Hush Delirium Week, make sure you click the like button. Little in-episode reminder for you. Those do tend to help out engagement. If so many people starting new like streaks, new comment streaks, it's a heading into spring is in full swing now, and it's a great time to be in the mosh pit, new or old, new members or old members. Just thankful for everyone who helps out with the videos, watches, subscribes, all that kind of good stuff. Thank you all so much. And we do get guppies, so the game heard me taunt. It heard me calling them out. We get the Gupster and Abba Dabba Ding Dong, baby. So I am going to just use the Emperor card now. Reason being is because we're going to have to fight Hush anyway, and I want to make sure that we get there. If we get another Emperor card, that'd be great, but I do want to get into Hush, spend this money, and hopefully get some HP back. Oh, man. We can take D-Bizzle and Sinvicta robes here. Can we? The Bone Heart is an empty heart. The Bone Heart, that counts as a hit for Black Judas, but I don't know if we're allowed to take Dark Bum. Does having a single empty Bone Heart on Black Judas kill you? This is a question I actually don't know. I don't think it will. Okay. But now, oh, but now we can't take some Victor robes. So I should have taken it before. Okay. I could have also just undone that. Why didn't I undo that? Okay. Things took an unexpectedly dangerous turn here due to my own stupidity. I'll take chocolate milk here. I'll take Daddy Longlegs. But we gotta hope that there is a at least a soul heart in here. Airwalk's gonna make quick work of Hush. Yeah, there is a soul heart, thankfully. Yeah, I should have 100% undid the devil deal there. I wasn't thinking. So that one's definitely my dang. I'm hoping that we get some hearts here. We have 3 uses of glowing hourglass, but we almost bunged that one up royally.
Hero walk.
Excuse me. Use Arrow Walk, which is going to severely slow down the enemy and its projectiles. And it's going to eat Hush's lunch for sure, especially now with chocolate milk. Just got to get around him and get the backstabber procs if possible. You do need to be careful of Lost Fly getting a little bit too close and drawing aggro into the path of us moving away from Hush. Now, Airwalk doesn't last. I don't think it lasts for the entire room. I think there's a time limit. Normally, I wouldn't take chocolate milk, but in this instance, I think it does make sense to have it. Just because our damage is so high here with the fully charged shots and Guppy. Yeah, those are Polyphemus level tiers right there. It's gonna wait this one out. Remember, we have Nod Leaf, so we're gonna have to do that before the waterfalls start coming out. Good damage there by Daddy. Theoretically, we could just let Daddy finish all fights for us, but if we had to do that, I would. If it was between that or losing, I definitely would. Really waiting for the waterfalls here. The waterfalls are the only thing that can spawn on top of us. Hush kind of painted us into a corner here. D-Bizzle's just wondering what's going on. Look at the insane amount of shots going on the screen right now. That's mostly from these nubs. That was a good kill there by Daddy. Let's put an end to that. All right. We got to be careful. We got to hope that C Dizzle and D Bizzle can turn it around for us. If we can stabilize our HP, we're golden. Got Guppy. We've got a way to undo damage. We can get into curse rooms for free, which is nice. There we go. Random soul heart number 1. D-Bizzle's already started to collect from C-Dizzle. And again, if we do get tagged by something, we can undo it with glowing hourglass. But the real fight is going to be much more terrifying for us. We don't get, like, I do not want to fight Delirium on 2 HP. Even as Black Judas, that is not going to be a fun time for us. Could get an easy soul heart here from Judgment. I wouldn't mind it. We don't have money equals power or anything like that, so. Have a tinted rock right meow. Soul of Eden, huh? Okay. We'll take small rock. I don't mind lowering our movement speed for a lot of damage. We're actually too fast. Even at 1.9, we're still too fast. We get another black soul heart, which I'm gonna absolutely happily take. Maggie's Faith as well. Maggie's Faith doesn't really do anything for us here, so we're just gonna have to let it go. Oh man, a golden Maggie's Faith. That gives us guaranteed. That gives us 2 guaranteed soul hearts. I guess we can take it. I mean, it's not going to pay off that much, but it's still extra. It's still extra HP. The backstabber damage there on Isaac. All right, here we go. D1 Hizzle. Piercing shots we don't need. This is an absolute must reroll situation here. Get Tech 0. Empty Vessel's pretty huge. It gives us HP, and also, of course, we get the apple, which is going to give us the razor blade shots. But Tech 0 is huge with piercing and backstabber. That's going to be a ton of damage. Especially with us being Black Judas and having 17.37 damage. D-Bizzle celebrating his new voice. We can use the Magician card against Delirium. Was that Worm Buddy I see? It. See, I remember when I said how Guppy's eye lies to you? There you go. I was gonna take the hit, but it's not for Baby Plum. Get an Emperor card. End all the faffing about here and absolutely cook Blue Baby. So obviously we've stabilized on our HP very well, thanks to D-Bizzle. But it's not over yet. The true main event is coming up next here. All right. We know what we got to do. The Golden Maggie's Faith gave us an Eternal Heart. We get one more, half Eternal Heart, which is fine. We got Polar Invincibility. We've got the Glowing Hourglass. As long as we don't screw up and have to use it immediately, I think we'll be fine. Get a nice range upgrade here. There's no reason for us to take the Soul Hearts from Squeezy yet. We're already capped out on Tears, which still doesn't matter because we have Chocolate Milk, so we're capped on Tears regardless. Okay, D-Bizzle, that's 2 in a row now. Lucky Penny. And we're just going to fight Delirium. All right, well, I guess here we go. We know that the game still telefrags. It may not be Mom's foot that does it, but we know that it still does it. And we are going to absolutely embarrass Delirium. A no-hit victory. You knew it was going to be Black Judas to do it. And boy, howdy. It got a little dicey versus Hush, I will admit. But we were totally fine here once we got to Delirium, and I'm very happy the way that one turned out. So what a run. What a great run here on a Friday. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you again for those of you who do support the Blueprints videos as well. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you had a great start to your brand new weekend here in the Mosh Pit. And again, don't forget that we'll be streaming Tuesdays, every Tuesday, starting at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to try to stick to that schedule unless something goes screwy with my sleep schedule. But come on by every Tuesday here on YouTube if you don't like to go watch on Twitch. And, of course, I am live on Twitch pretty much every single day as well, streaming Isaac and Star Citizen and Raid and all kinds of good stuff. So follow my channels. Check the links down below. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some pages of mine like Mason Haggerty, Vernon James Ely, and Seven Fangs. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.